When you think of New Zealand, you probably bring up Lord of the Rings, our scenery, and perhaps if you're lucky, the Flight of the Conchords. And when you think about Korea, it is unfortunately most likely North Korea that you're thinking about. And being an immigrant kid, I'm often asked to define myself. Who am I? And the honest answer is, it's complicated. I'm both Korean and a New Zealander, and perhaps somewhat more than just the two labels. Because people are complicated. The truth resists simplicity. Every one of us is more than just a mere nationality or an ethnicity. And UWC is perhaps one of the places you can experience these kinds of lessons the most profoundly. And it's my only hope that these lessons will be the ones that we take beyond the walls of our school.
I am African. When you think of Africa, what's the first thing that comes into your mind? Is it poverty? Is it illness? Or is it that advertisement that you saw on TV the other day for UNICEF with a small young African child on it begging you for food? I am African, but I'm also Tanzanian. Africa is a continent, not a country. We have over 50 different countries. I am African, but I speak Swahili, not African. There is no language called African. We have over 2,000 different ethnic languages. I am African. My continent is not perfect. I know we have war, we have corrupt leaders, we have problems, but that's not what I'm here to tell you about. I'm African and we have something to give you. I'm African and we give you unity. We give you family. We give you the importance of respect. We give you the importance of life and dance and happiness and joy. There is more to Africa. We give you culture. We give you Ubuntu. I am because we are together. Kwame Nkrumah once said, I am African, not because I was born in Africa, but because Africa was born in me.
I never considered myself patriotic. In fact, I've often been really embarrassed of the United States. I think we've made a lot of mistakes, and often on a global scale. I'm not going to try and underestimate the consequences of my country's behavior, nor will I try to say that it's a perfect country. But where you see a country with one of the highest ecological footprints in the world, I see a group of people committing to changes in lifestyle and policy aiming to be more sustainable. Where you see a culture of self-indulgence and laziness, I see some of the world's finest educational and research facilities aiming to do good. Where you see my white skin as a symbol of wealth and privilege, I see it as a responsibility to reach out to the world and use my resources. Where you see a sheltered American girl from suburbia, I see a girl hungry to learn. And where you see naivete in the way that I so freely express my emotions, I see an eagerness to change the world through meaningful connection with other people. If we come away with anything from this experience, I think it should be the understanding that people are who they are, not who we assume they are.
You've all heard about communism, vodka, what else? Yugoslavian war, probably, where these guys Croats were mad at these guys Serbs, and these guys Serbs mad at Bosniaks, Muslims. I mean, it was all so confusing, right? Unfortunately, that is one of the most common stereotypes about my region, Eastern Europe. Although we have more diversity in 50 kilometers than some countries in their whole area, you decided to see only poverty. Although there are amazing war stories of opposite sides helping each other in the most amazing ways, you decided to see only conflict. Although we are very, very diverse, you decided to put us all into one group. Eastern Europe has been my home. It has been all I've ever known until I came here to this place. And I've discovered other worlds and other cultures. And it made me realize how my home is important. And I don't want to be classified as a Croat, Serb, or Bosniak. I'm Eastern European. And I know I should tell you about how borders were written on our backs and painted in our blood between the West and the East throughout the history, but you've probably heard enough of that. I want to talk about the clear blue skies, the high mountains, the beautiful national costumes, the amazing cuisine, beautiful youth, and sense of community. And that is my home. Thank you.
Just as Eva did, I wanted to ask what pops in your mind when you think about Latin America. Perhaps it is hundreds of Mexicans being killed by cartels every day. Millions of Central Americans coming to the United States with the hope of a new life. Perhaps it is FARC in Colombia trying to distort the state and the democracy in our country. It is maybe a dictatorship in Venezuela, or all the human rights violations throughout our 20th century history. Well, when I think about Latin America, I think about revolution, not in any political sense. I think about hope, about all those people who wake up every day, who have been exploited year after year, empire after empire, and who still are able to stand and fight for the rights. When I think about Latin America, I think about union. I think about many, many cultures trying to unite for a better future. I see a Latin America united. Viva America Latina.